I am Kathy Ann Dixon.
And I am Arlene Owen.
Welcome to Azar.
We want to welcome you to another episode of Azar. And we want to say, go right now, call up a friend, tell them Azar is on. And to share, write in the comments. We want to hear from you, and remember to subscribe and press that notification bell.
That's right. Today we are having African bitter leaf tea. Yeah?
Yes, and like the word bitter, I think they say it is a little bitter, Kathy.
Yeah.
And we got this tea from Uncle Aubrey.
Yes, Uncle Aubrey, who is Aubrey Dyer. He is the father of the late Samuel Dyer. They enjoy a lot of bush tea and herbs. So I went across, he's my neighbor, and he recommended this tea. What are some of the benefits of this tea?
I heard it's good for upset stomach, and also if you're having problems to sleep. It is really good for that.
It says also good for fever, and it is good for if you're infertile, I heard, to help with fertility.
Well, then I'm sipping this tea because I don't need any more children. So remember, we getting these things from Google people. So Google it and try the African bitter leaf tea.
Yes, and on that note, we want to just send our love, do it, all the way to Uncle Aubrey Dyer and his family, as well as Samuel's wife, Juliet, and the children. We're sending our love, because as Azar means comfort, support,
encouragement, and we are family.
Yes, and we are a family. That's true.
Yeah. We want to go into our topic, and today our topic is lessons from Alberta Hercules.
Yeah, well, tell us something about Alberta.
Sister Alberta, I met Sister Alberta 28 years ago when I got married to my husband. She was an elder at his church, and we became good friends. I want to say that. She taught me a lot of things, and today we want to share it with you all. She died 2017 June, and we really do miss her. But there's an African proverb that said, when an elder dies, like a library burned down. But fortunately for us, we were able to get a book from Sister Alberta. We kept that book from the library, and we took note, and we want to share some things with you. Alberta, she has 4 children, and she left a legacy. These children are really, really doing well, and these children, they were her blessing.
Yeah, there was one thing I didn't go to the same church with Arlene and Alberta, but what I did know along the way was that she loved learning.
Yeah.
And I think even when she died, she was still doing her master's in her late stages of life.
Yeah.
So she believed that learning never stopped.
Never stopped. And I found that she was always wise. She was a wise woman, wise beyond her age.
Yeah.
And she always had good counsel to share, and she was someone who would listen also.
Yeah.
So one of the things, Kathy, and that she said to me early on, and we want to share this with you. This is one of the lessons, is that never disagree with your spouse in front of your children.
Yes, big mistake.
Big mistake, because sometimes, our spouse, our husband might say, Destiny girl, go down the road. And I'm thinking in my mind, that is not a good idea. So in front of my husband and Destiny, boy, what kind of decision is that? How you can tell her to go down the road? And we started to disagree right in front of Destiny. And one time Destiny realized, so it's you, mommy, who don't want me to go online with my friends.
Yeah.
Daddy's a nice parent. It's mother, mommy who always have a problem.
Yeah.
But instead, you should either pause and say, let your mother and I think about this.
Yeah, move as a united front.
Come out as a united front, and then tell her this is the decision both your mother and I made.
Yes.
Not playing the good cop, bad cop, and making one parent look like if he's the one who always saying no. And children, after a while, they will start to say, mommy always have a problem, and that's why I like my daddy. So we have to be careful as parents when we are making a decision concerning our children. Come together, unified, and tell them this is the decision that we have made.
Yes, and as on that note, there are some situations where the father would say, better deal with that,
Yeah.
You better deal with share. you better deal with she, because what is happening there is by you going and keep dealing with it, you are coming across like the monster.
Yeah.
When really it should be, let's do this. Whatever decision your mommy and I have decided.
That's right.
Okay.
So we want to do this. And then to Kathy, and sometimes we keep secret for our children from our spouse.
Yeah.
And this is not good, because when you keep this secret, you have to continue to keep secret, because then after some time the secret getting worse.
Yeah.
But because they kept the first one and they're reminding you that they're blackmailing you, remember, you keep the secret like you want me to tell now.
Yes, and those secrets, when found out, it creates distrust, because so you keeping secret with she long time. You know she had a boyfriend down the road, and you hiding. Now she come here with pregnant, you coming to bring it for me, and put her headache on mine. Now I'll deal with that now.
That's right.
It could cause so much problems in the relationship because you was hiding. So it's something not to be encouraged to do. Make sure there is transparency when it comes to the children. Both of all know what's going on.
It don't keep secret. Children, they are children, and they will use it against you down the road. And sometimes when they get older, they'll look back and say, they're telling you and all, you did not do the right thing. So you have to be careful of keeping secret for your children. I remember Alberta gave me this story about her son. She has 2 sons, and like all mother, you wanted your boys to play outside, at least the old parents, and play a little football, a little cricket, marble pitch. But where they was living, her husband found that the boys going outside, Kathy, is not a good environment. It's not good. The influences outside there, he didn't like it. So he said, Bertha girl, let them boys stay inside. But she wanted the boys to experience playing outside. So what she did, she said, okay, when the father go, I will go out for a little while outside and play. But Katya, remember, children will always be children.
Yes.
And then one day she said to the son, you can't go outside and play today, and in front of the fathers. But if they let me go one day, ain't you let me go and play?
Yes.
It come back and bite her. She said, I ring my ears. And I say, see, you children will never set me up again. I will never set up my own self.
Yes.
And she learned that lesson. Although the child was young at the time, but it was a lesson that she learned. And so she taught me when she realized I was having destiny. She wanted me to know, don't do those things. If the father said, don't let destiny go somewhere, don't do it.
Yes, and you see, when you keep secrets from your spouse, and the child knows that you are hiding the secret from daddy or mommy, the child learns to disrespect the other party, because mommy, I consider he. Because look how she hiding from me, and we fooling he.
Yes, it become a we.
Yes.
And imagine it's you and your child against the spouse.
Yes.
And that is going down the road, and then the child feel, now we are friends, so we have something we're sharing that
daddy out
mommy
of, or mommy out of.
of,
so it creates a disrespect. So you're disrespecting the other party.
That's
because mommy seen him like a small boy, or daddy seen her like a small girl. So I too will, and eventually you end up disrespecting, you talking to your father how you want, because you realize mommy seen you like a small boy. So because daddy's his value, the valued in your eyes, you now start to act on that.
That's right.
But then mommy, it coming back for you too, because if the child learn to disrespect dad,
he will disrespect you.
Disrespecting is something that goes down the line, and coming back to bite.
What you sow, it does really reap. So you have to be careful, and we have to remember that we had our spouse before these children.
Yes.
We got married to our spouse, and when these children get big, older, they find their husband, wife, they're gonna leave you. And how they're leaving you in distress. Your husband still vexed with you, remember?
He don't trust you.
He don't trust you. You say you and your children, was you and your children. All the time now they're gonna leave you, coming by me.
And you and your children, It came across as you and your children, because that was how he was acting.
That's
he
right.
was acting me and them against you.
And
it could go both ways. Wives do it, husbands do it.
That's right.
And it's unhealthy for the children, because they are going to pass on what they did into their relationship.
That's right.
And it's only dysfunction down the road. Marriage is not lasting, or marriages with problems. So it's something for us to really, really consider.
That's right.
When we are thinking about you know,
Yeah.
what
And-
we're doing in the relationship.
You're not helping the children, Kathy. And at the time you feel, oh gosh, your children like you,
You're giving
you're giving them a blight, they like you, mommy,
Yes.
daddy use the best thing like sweet bread, but you're not helping them.
And you see, sometimes people come into a relationship and they could come in with esteem issues.
Yeah.
They never felt loved. And they
That's
get a
right.
child now and they want your child to love them.
Yeah.
So that child now making up for the void.
That's
so what
right.
you're doing, you don't mind that they turn against daddy, but they
Yes,
love upon you.
you.
They love up, so you're spoiling them and they're giving them what they want. Mommy, give me, my mom, you're the best. They're saying
Yeah.
that they're manipulating you.
That's
because
right.
they're getting what they want. Mom, you're the best. You're the
Yeah.
best. And you're feeding off of it,
Yeah.
not knowing that you're sowing into dysfunctionality,
Yeah.
and that is going to come back and affect the marriage and the children.
Yes. And you know, at the end of the day, it is good for children to know that, you know what, I cannot manipulate one of the parents. They must be able to say, see the two of them tight, you know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't get between.
Yes.
Let the children say that.
Yeah.
You know, mommy for daddy and daddy for mommy.
Yes, because the children will manipulate.
And children
that's
are
how they
smart.
are made. They are
That's
smart.
right.
They are made that way.
Yeah,
They will
yeah.
manipulate if we give them room to manipulate. So
That's right.
parents, you see this? No room.
Yeah. Don't
They
even
mustn't
let the
catch you.
children.
They mustn't
Yeah.
catch you. Don't even try to argue in front of the children. It's a
Yeah.
dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Go and keep your argument in your bedroom quiet. And if you could do it in, you
Yeah.
ever quarrel too bad, like if you quarrel in a silent movie.
Yeah, a Chinese movie, and we understand we're gonna, right? Because you can't let them hear, because of course they themselves go use back.
Yes.
Because if you're arguing and the father says something, them I don't want to try to tell you that.
Throw it back at you. The
Yes.
same thing that daddy said, use a so and so. Someday later, a child throw it back at you.
Yeah.
And you know how that mommy or that daddy will feel?
Hurts.
Hurt and
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Watch where I reach in life that my
children,
child
yeah.
talking to me like that.
Yeah, so be careful, be careful. Another thing, Alberta, I mean, she probably really was really minding my business for you to know, Katya, because one of the other things she said, Arlene, feed your husband.
Yes.
Even if what actually she probably know it. Me cooking every day, all I tell her the truth. But she say, feed your husband, Arlene.
Yeah.
And wait time man is through his what they
The
say?
stomach.
Through his stomach.
Yeah.
Men understand love sometimes by food.
Yeah.
Feed them.
Yes. My husband he loves food and I love to cook.
Yes.
So he gets in food all the time.
Oh gosh. So she even said, you know, there's this place, cookie, a Chinese restaurant. She said, Arlene, if you go and on your way from work, because remember you're a working wife and not every day you'll be able to cook. She said, you buy the Chinese food in the box. She said, when he come from work, don't give him it in the Chinese white box, the white
Yes.
She said, take it out in a plate.
Yes.
If you didn't have salad, add some salad to the fridge, from the fridge.
Yes.
And
Make
bring
it
it
look
out,
nice.
bring it out and make it look nice, present it nice
Yes,
before him.
yes.
She said, but feed him. If it's corned beef and rice,
Make it look presentable.
good. You understand? She said, give him what he like. You know, so sometimes too, like for me, my husband like pork and I'm not a pork eater. And praise the Lord, he have friends who are pork eaters and they will cook and give him. But every now and then, I bake a piece of pork, I do a little something because that is what he like.
Yeah, so my husband, he hate breadfruit because they were, you know, the situation as when he grew up, they had fried breadfruit, roast breadfruit, boiled breadfruit,
morning, noon,
baked
and night.
breadfruit. And when we got married, he said, I hate breadfruit. I don't ever want to see breadfruit. It left like it traumatizing. So I never cooked breadfruit.
Yeah.
And it's only in my latter years I cooked it for the children, but I knew not to take it close to him.
Yes.
But I gave him what he needed.
Yeah.
Because you could say what you want. You cannot say your husband don't eat that and that is all you want to keep cooking. On Sunday you're only doing steamed breadfruit and you know he don't do that. That is not being thoughtful, and if you're not putting him first and making him a priority in your life. You're not making his happiness your priority.
That's right. You know, you can give food too as a gift. I realize, Katya, and them young people, they have all kind of food box and different thing, and they're surprising the loved one, the fiance, you know what we're talking about now.
Yes,
and they do something and surprise him, and if his name starts with you make the thing and make it. Although we can do things with food, we can be creative, and we can say, boy, I know you like this, and we want to give it to you.
Yes.
You know, I want to surprise you, do something, because, you know, it's a way of showing them that we do love and care. And Alberta wanted me to know, feed your husband. Don't let everybody doing it for him. The people on the job, they're cooking, they're bringing it. The other lady making sada and all sorts of things for him, and you not doing it at home. Even if you don't know how to cook, get a Naparima cookbook,
Yes.
try your hands,
Yes.
and do something.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Another point you had told me that she had told you
Yeah.
was train up a child.
Oh my
train
God.
children.
Yeah. Yes! I don't know, girl, Katian, I remember sometime I'm in church, and Alberta would say, if a child misbehave, and after church she will say, Arlene, if I see your children misbehaving in church, I will not do them anything, I will hit you.
Yes.
She said, because you should know by now, if you're bringing a toddler to church, to walk with a book for them, because she said they cannot, their attention span will not allow them to stay for a 3-hour service. That time we didn't have COVID.
Yeah.
And she would say, you know those books that have to connect the dots?
Yes.
She said, bring something like that to keep them occupied.
Yeah.
A coloring book. She said, but don't walk with a train that making noise.
Yes.
Right? She said, not that kind of service we having.
Yes.
She said something that they can do quietly, right at the side of you, not all over and touching the neck and saying, you want my book? No, nothing like that. She said right at it. She said you have to train them from small, because every minute they will want to be getting up and going outside.
Yes.
So you're training them. So you sit down right here, you color, and she said, watch him. I said, very good, child. And you continue with your service.
Yeah.
She said, but Arlene, now remember, I'm telling you, this is for toddlers. I don't want to see a teenager coming with no coloring book here.
Yes.
Teenagers could sit down and listen to the service.
That's it.
So she said, train them from small.
Yeah.
And then another thing, every minute when they get older, I'm speaking about now, they can't be getting up to go and pee.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you train them, you do what you have to do before you leave
service
home,
starts, even
before the
before the
service
service
starts,
starts.
right? If there's a break after Sunday school or whatever,
Yes.
there's things you can do and make sure and train up your child for church.
Yes.
And then she talk about some people, we find it cute when we speak to our little toddler and they slap you. You
Yeah.
ever get a slap from a toddler?
Not at all. I didn't get, but I see people get it.
And I am not sure, you know, like sometimes I'm looking at it now, sometimes when a child slap you, probably could be in shock.
Yes.
But she said, Aline, don't laugh at that is not cute.
Very true.
She said, as a matter of fact, well in Trinidad we just do this, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, hit them back the slap same time.
Yes. Yeah, it must come like a reflex action.
Yes.
Black, black, one time.
Yeah, because do not take the slap and ball. No.
I watch now when it go back, it's just temple back, you know, it's shock.
Shock. Right? No. Don't slap mommy. No, not in our culture.
Not in our culture.
You
I know there's
understand?
a lot of people who says just speak to them nicely, because giving them a slap is what? Oh, it's like punishment.
Yeah, it's abusive.
And it's abusive.
Traumatizing the children.
Yes, I know this, but and how can I sit and let my child abuse me?
No. So do not let your child abuse you. That is one thing she taught me, and to make sure that they do not abuse you, they do not slap you. And what about throwing tantrum when they may get something? They
Yes.
carry them in the grocery. You know mommy cannot afford. I
Yes.
told you before, you can get one snack.
Yeah.
When you reach, you want the chocolate, the biscuit, the juice, and I don't have that amount
And when
of
they start
money.
to ball, what you
They throw down
watch
the stuff
somebody
on the
here,
ground.
you feel in shape. Go in and expose you. Because you realize you see now they're going to do, but you don't want to be embarrassed. So you tell them behave.
Yeah.
You should say behave.
No.
Long ago we want to play with baby.
One slap.
Watch now, not even a slap. Our parents treat us spade, so watch. One eye.
One eye, yeah.
And as they hit that
True,
eye,
we
so
ain't getting slap
we ain't
because
getting
the-
slap.
yeah, the eye,
eye was
yeah.
cutting like a knife,
Yeah.
so we just behave.
Yeah.
But I went to clinically and I see children kicking their mothers in
Oh,
clinic,
no.
kicking, and I had to interrupt. And he says, you cannot have your little son kicking you, Miss Lady.
Yeah.
You don't know that. I said, no, he is only about 3.
Yeah.
You cannot. What about when he reached 13, he'll slap you know?
Yeah. 18, he beating you.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. You cannot afford to. You are the parent.
Yes.
You know, and it is not cute.
Yeah.
Children slapping you in public and trading on themselves and rolling in the grocery floor.
Rolling, dribbling, all kind of thing.
Yes,
you know?
they get what they want.
Yes.
You have to start to train them from home.
Yes.
When I say you cannot have this, you
cannot.
cannot have it. Don't after 2 hours or you feel they wear you down,
Yes.
and then you decide to give them it, because they will continue to wear you down, and then when
That's
they do it in
right.
public, you're embarrassed. And to cover up your embarrassment about it, this child ain't easy, eh? This child, no. The other person you're telling that watching and saying this child is easy, this child is trained.
Yeah, but not that alone. That is one side. This child is easy. Sometimes to cover up your embarrassment because of where you are. You're feeling so ashamed. Now you abuse the child.
They want to kill each other.
You want to kill the child now.
Yes.
You're overbeating now because you want to, you're shame. So
Yeah.
you become master disciplinarian.
Yeah.
All the time you're doing what you want, but now you're such a choke off.
Yeah.
And then you're looking bad, they want to call police for you.
Yeah, no embarrassment to make it. No embarrassment to really make it. That you really don't hit your child and get on so you don't get
Yes.
embarrassed. So please, to avoid the embarrassment, let's work on some of these things. And this is a good tip from Sister Alberta.
Yes.
You know, and she was saying to teach your children to knock on doors and different things like that, so that when they come out, Arlene, they would not just open somebody door, open somebody things. You know, there was good tips Sister Alberta gave, you know, because she said when you train that child from small, you have an easier time as they grow.
Well, and I want to give a story with that. We taught our children from small to knock on the door. They were even 1.5, that small. 2, and they just had to walk, and they want to come in the room, knock on the door. And 2 years, 3 years, the door was solid wood. And so when we're not hearing, and we realize something opening, and we realize them outside knocking, and then now we're not hearing. So so they're going down and say, knock, 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 knock. They're saying it with their mouth. And then we say, come in.
That's right.
But from small, that we couldn't hear the knock, but they knew they said knock, knock, knock.
That's right.
You
That's
would
right.
not enter. You dare not enter until you heard, come.
Yeah.
And up till now, no one enters our room. So we are never scared of anything to say you're changing and you get caught, your child walk in the room. That could never happen because they know they must hear, come
in. Yeah. And these things we have to do with them from small.
Yeah.
You know, and to encourage them. Another thing, Kathy Ann, that she taught me is coping with adults in your home, because she had at one time was 4 adults, and she coped well, you know. And I remember asking her, Alberta, how do you do it? And she smiled and she told me, Arlene, one thing I remind them, yes, they are adult, but I'm still their parent.
That's right. Not because you feel you're working, mean you could start to disrespect how you want, or because you say I'm working and I just put $500, I put
towards the light bill,
1,000 towards the whatever bill, I put in 1,000. So what? I could eat as I want in the fridge, because it had yogurt, I eat all the yogurt. It had, I eat all this. I work in and I put in money in the house. No, you still have to think as family. We still have to share, not because you're putting some money. All your life you grew up with your family putting everything. Not because you're putting something now, it means you get a different kind of control and you could do what you want. You still have to ask mommy, I saw 3 yogurts in the fridge. It is I can have one?
That's right.
Courtesy still.
Courtesy and respect, you know, because sometimes as young adults living with their parent now, they have their own car, like you said, they're working, they're contributing, they want to just say, I go down the road. They just see they walk out the house, they dress, I go down the road. No accountability. They're not saying, well, mom, dad, I'm going with a friend, or I'm going to church, or I'm going to the mall, because now I'm a young adult and I'm in charge of my own life. It still have to have that level of respect
and accountability.
And she said one thing she never accepted was disrespect, where they're answering her back left, right, and center, as we say in Trinidad.
Yes.
You know, she said she said it doesn't matter that they're taller than her. She said I'll go straight up to their face if it comes to that.
Yeah.
And she was saying, do not, no time, be afraid of them, because some parents, after a while, as their children are adults, they are afraid to even speak to their children, Katian.
Yes.
Because the kind of disrespect and the children shouting back at them.
Yeah.
They are frightened to say, I don't think you should do that.
Yeah, there was a situation some years ago where a father killed his son because he was beating upon his mother.
Oh my.
And I said, what a place to be after you have grown to forget who mommy and daddy is and think that they are on the same level
with you.
as you. So we have to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
And you know, we spoke earlier about the children saying knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, yeah.
Even you're working now and you have money and you feel you're big.
Yeah.
I'm 30, I do have to knock. I do have to get permission to come in the room now. So you're just walking in. No, not because you're working. You still maintain that respect for your parents and for their space.
And I think too, Katian, even if you're adult in your parent home, we have to remember what we sow, we will reap.
Yes.
And one day you will have your kids and they will disrespect you because it's just the
Yes.
law.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
Yeah.
And what you want for yourself, do it to others.
Yes.
Do it to your parents. You know,
Yes.
you must always see your mother as your mother, your father as your father. We are not friends. We are not your friends. You just tell us what you want, do us what you want, and be disrespectful. It is not nice.
It isn't. It isn't.
You know, and remember, even as adults, youth living with your mom, it's good to have open communication. You know, mom, I want to speak to you about a matter. Still take advice from your parents.
Yeah.
You know, mom, I want to purchase a car. What do you think? Now's a good time. What do you think about the climate now? Find out. It doesn't mean that you will agree, but ask your parents still for advice and have an open communication. Now you can sit down as adults, you put the cards on the table, as we say, and we discuss it, and I say, my child, I think so, and you say, but mom, dad, we can discuss. You know, you don't just do your own thing and there I see a car pull up in the garage and I say, but where the car will fit?
Yeah, I was discussing with my friends about how we decide I want a Elantra, you know, I want a so and so, and you discuss with your friends and you think, still communicate. You're not too old, chat with your friends, all right? When I say Elantra, let me say, wow, she old boy.
Yeah.
You know, but you know what I mean?
Because, you know, I'm a full woman and I'm living in my own home, and I still ask my mom for advice.
Yeah.
And it's very respectful
Yeah.
towards my mom. You
Yeah.
know, so that advice is really one that we want to share with you all, young people, young adults.
Yeah.
You're living home with your mom and dad, respect them.
That's good.
Communicate with them.
Yeah.
Don't talk down to them, don't shout at them, and don't abuse them.
Yeah, very true.
You know?
Yeah.
Another thing she taught not only me but another young lady in church who reminded me when I told her we want to do this video episode on Alberta. She said one thing Alberta taught her is to always make people feel forgiven when they came and asked you for their forgiveness.
Ask you for your forgiveness.
Yes. You know, because somebody may have offended you, or probably you did something to someone that you should not have, and you realize and you repented, and then you come and say, Katia, you forgive me, right? And then Katian, he said, forgive you? You're holding it, you're throwing it back in my face, you keep telling me and bringing it back up over and over and over, but oh God, Katia, I don't ask you for forgiveness.
Yes.
Oh gosh, forgive me now.
Yes, and do perform actions.
Yes.
That will let the person know that they're forgiven.
That's right.
Don't still do certain things and watch a certain way.
Yes.
There is something about feeling forgiven that makes the forgiven person feel good and free.
Yeah.
But then what you don't realize is that when you forgive, you also free yourself.
Yeah. And what I've realized, so Kathy, and sometimes somebody did something to you or your family or friend or whoever, and probably didn't come and ask, forgive me, Ali, forgive me, Katyan, but their action towards you is different, and you know that action is saying, I am sorry.
Yes.
Oh gosh, don't say, I still waiting for you to come and say,
We love that, eh?
yeah, yes, sorry.
Yes.
You're nobody person action and
Actions.
what they're doing.
They brought meat fit for repentance.
Yes.
You want it moving,
Yes.
you know. But you so want to milk it out of them.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the word and I want to hear apology. I want to
Yes.
hear you say sorry. Or else I'm not accepting that. You know what happened there? You have a problem.
Yes. So she was saying make them feel forgiven. Also sometimes too, somebody, especially for church. Now we're talking about church. Somebody left and they wandered away. They probably did things that was contrary to the word of God, and they came back, but we still we have that over them. God have already forgiven them, and we still measuring them with our spirituality and our measuring cup. And we saying you ain't level up, but God have already forgiven them. So why are we holding it against them? Make them also feel forgiven.
Yes, and that is where sometimes people come and say you're judging.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful that we don't fall out of line. We don't do it wrong.
Yeah.
Because if you are a person who just judging without, just judging, you wouldn't, there'll be no room for forgiveness.
For forgiveness, yeah. Because you still feel that person, although they come in, we have to watch him, we have to watch him cook, we have to watch him cook.
Yeah, and it's not for you to forgive, They didn't do you anything.
That's right.
They fell away from God.
Yeah.
And God forgive them.
Yeah.
But you acting as if you have to let them go.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Let people go, please.
Let people go and give them a chance.
Yes.
To
become, to grow.
Because then too, we may not commit the sin they committed.
Yeah.
But we too are not perfect.
Yes, and we are committing sin just by not releasing them.
Right. So, that is one thing Alberta say, release them, free them, make them feel forgiven.
Yeah.
That yes, God forgive you, so who am I?
Yeah.
And if the offense was against you, and they came and they say, please forgive me, or the action says, please forgive me, forgive them and move on.
Move on.
Yeah, that was a nice lesson that the young lady reminded me of. Another thing Alberta taught me is to be teachable. She will always come up to me and say, Arlene, so, do this, and don't let me see you doing this, so make sure Destiny them to do so. And one day, I said to Sister Alberta, Alberta, you always have something to come to tell me. What about all them other people in the church? She said, come closer. She said, I tell you because you are teachable. I tell you because when I tell you, you watch me and smile. You say, okay, Sister Alberta, you don't disrespect me. You are teachable.
Hey, don't look annoyed.
No.
And you don't look like, why you telling me that for I know to raise my children?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Blessed are the elders,
That's right. The holy key.
Yeah, the whole experience.
That's right. The experience. And I will laugh because one thing with Sister Alberta, when she comes to tell you something or teach you something, the way she will bring it across, you will laugh because there's always a story or she will dramatize it, and you will take the story, you will laugh, but when you go home, you will really think about it and say, Arlene, probably I should try and do this differently. And we want to say to the young wives and young people, be teachable. When an elder comes to tell you something, don't be hurried to rebut and to say, that was in your time. You did that so when it's your time, no, it's a different time.
Yes.
So what you do that for your husband, it doesn't mean I have to do that for my husband. Yes. The scripture said that the older women teach the younger ones.
Yes.
And it is good for us as younger wives to listen when the older ones come to tell us something. Even if you don't agree, listen and don't be disrespectful. Yeah. Because one day you will need their help.
And listen, they are fundamentals that never change.
Never changes over time.
They are fundamentals. So to say that it was all the time, sometimes you say, take out your food and give your husband. Well, that wasn't all the time. Or it's a serve man. No. Now you have to do your own thing. No.
Listen.
He's still your husband and he's still your king. You are still his queen. Yeah. Treat him like a king. Still take out his food for him. Yeah. Honor him with what you can do. And he'll honor you back. And that is where there's so much problems in relationships. It have so much. I'm not doing that. I'm not yielding myself. Both parties. So really, so we really have to be teachable.
Yeah, listen. Yeah. Sometimes you want to go and tell a young wife something. but the attitude that wife have, time you start the conversation and the posture change, and it's like, not today.
Yeah, and not here.
Yeah.
Not here.
And not you.
You feel it,
Yes.
Yeah.
So after now, when they get in their trouble, they say, but the older woman not teaching the younger. No, we cannot, because when we come to you, you have attitude.
You're not teachable.
You have attitude. You're giving us the hand.
Yeah.
So we want to encourage you to listen, because we have walked this road before, and those who have gone before us have walked this road before.
Yes.
Like I said before, I still take advice from my mom, because I think she's a very wise woman.
Yeah.
And even today, before I come here, she was telling me what she find I should do for Mason before I come. And what she said, I laughed, but I went and I did something, and it's good to listen.
It's good.
It's good to listen.
I have never failed. I have never lost anything from listening to my mother's advice.
Yeah.
She was like, Katia, to go to run the food, all those kind of things. My mother pushed me. My father treated my mother badly, but she did everything good for him.
Yeah.
So much less if your husband is treating you
good.
Do good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what I want to say? Alberta left a legacy.
She did.
Because if we could come and sit down and have an entire episode on things that she taught, it means that although she is dead, her works lives on.
Lives on. And we have a picture of her in church. And every time I pass, I'll say, Alberta girl, are doing the things you say. I'll say, Alberta girl, you wanted so and so to happen, and it's happening, because she had this dream. She always had vision. She wanted to do something before she died. The last thing she said, Aline, I want to do something with the young ladies. And she said, let us come together so we could do something, a mentorship program with them, to teach them how to walk in their high heel shoes, teach them how to dress properly, different little things. She always wanted to do something that will impact the lives of those she come into contact with, and the young people. She was really young at heart.
Yeah. I want to have a legacy.
Yeah.
I want to leave a legacy. I want people to say that I impacted their lives positively.
Yeah.
And we want to say that to all our listeners. Leave a legacy. Leave something behind that people can have a whole conversation about you, and make sure that it is a positive contribution that you have made.
So we want to thank Alberta Churn for allowing us to do this episode also, and to our Azar family. We want to say we love you all.
We love you guys.
And keep tuning in.
Keep tuning in.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.